One of two offerings in the Midsummer flash sale at digital.phasictipton.com is Emmanuel, and we are pleased to be joined by Elliot Walden via Zoom, who is the president, CEO, and racing manager at WinStar Farm. Elliot, thanks so much for joining us.
You betcha, Jesse.
So this is a son of More Than Ready. You have probably seen about as many More Than Readies as anybody else has. What drew you to this horse for WinStar to go buy this horse at public auction? What was that process like?
Well, he's a great physical. Both David and I loved him, and he looked like he could go dirt or turf. And he's out of a hard spun mare. Got the Danzig on top of the More Than Ready, so he seemed like a great prospect. And being a five-time graded stakes winner, he's turned out really, really, really well.
You talked about how he looked like he can run on dirt or turf. He broke his maiden first time out by nearly 7 lengths on the main track. He is a course record setter on the turf. What makes him so versatile? What is it about him? What are the way that he trains that allows him to be such a versatile horse on both surfaces and a top contender on both surfaces?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I've thought many times about getting back to the dirt. Emmanuel's real strength is his consistency. It doesn't matter if it's dirt, turf. He won two races on the dirt. He was third in the bluegrass. You know, the horse has won five graded stakes. He showed up every time. Now, I will say, I don't think he really likes soft turf. The couple times that he's off the board on the turf, it's been soft, but dirt, turf, consistency, mile and a half. Even the other day, he showed a new dimension in the United Nations, running a 1 3/8, running the best rag number in the race, and the best thoroughgraph number. I got a text from Jerry Brown saying, you need to spot this horse better because you gave 6 pounds to the top three in front of you, and he gets beat a length, and he had to come around. He ran the best number in the race. So you take him from a mile all the way to 1 3/8, mile and a half, the long races. He can run his eight rag uh, at multiple distances. That's his real strength. That when you lead him over there, he's going to show up.
So I'm glad you brought up the firm turf angle because the Breeders' Cup is at Del Mar this year. 99% chance it's going to be run on a firm turf, and he has done very, very well when running on a firmer turf course. So here's a horse that you talked about the versatility. You can run at a mile. You can run up to a mile and a half. So between now and then, you have races like Del Mar Mile, Del Mar Handicap on the West Coast. You have the Woodbine Mile. You have two $2 million races at Kentucky Downs. You have the Coolmore Turf Mile. There are up to $8 million of purses that you can be running at with this horse. Did that factor into the decision? Why the decision now to offer him at public auction?
Well, a couple reasons. One, our racing stable is driven towards our stud barn, and to be honest, I think Emmanuel falls just short of the quality of Grade One winner that at this point anyway that we put in the stud barn. So to me, he's a tremendous racing prospect. He's only five, and I say that with the fact that when you talk about horses that run high quality races, they can run 5, 6, even up to 7. And he's that kind of horse. But he also has a tremendous pedigree. We bought him from Helen Alexander. It's one of her great families, and he comes from a family that has produced multiple Grade One winners, multiple graded, and I just think that he uh, gives a guy a chance. Whether it's there's plenty of people that look for stallion prospects in other countries. This horse has made $750,000. Like I said, he's a five-time graded stakes winner in America. He shows up every time. Some of the races you mentioned are some of the races that we have penciled in if we don't get him sold. But considering our racing program, considering that it's a program that tries to get horses to the stallion barn, considering that people in Kentucky are a little particular about who they breed to, we just felt like now was the time to offer him because A guy has the latter half of his 5-year-old year. He just ran a phenomenal race in the United Nations. The best, like I said, he got the best number in the race. Fourth beating the length, and had to wait on room at the quarter pole. I read had to wait for a Farbridge. He knew Farbridge lugs in a little bit, and he said he had to wait for him to clear, and he was either going to go on or take back and wait for him. Said it probably cost him the race. He was blaming himself, and he gave 6 pounds to the three in front of him. So, he's in good form. A guy has a chance to pick him up running these kind of races that you're talking about. And, that's why we felt like now's the time to offer him.
Well, Elliot, thanks so much for joining us. I think this is an incredibly rare opportunity. We are pleased to have him in the Midsummer Flash Sale at digital.phasictipton.com. Plenty of opportunity for this horse. A huge family, as you mentioned, and up to $8 million in purses left to run at for the remainder of the year. So thanks for entrusting digital.phasictipton.com, and thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you, Jesse.
Learn more about Emmanuel, who was one of two offerings in the Midsummer Flash Sale at digital.phasictipton.com.